Good morning, everybody. I'm a little late this morning, but welcome to the cards of the day. I'm gonna shuffle and get ready while you all start to filter in. The cards of the day basically cover areas of love, money, well-being, and spirit message, the energy of the day, and then the blessings of the day. This is a group reading. This is where I get the cards for my videos from. It was requested that I should be doing this every morning so that everyone can see the full readings live, so I've been doing that. And it seems like I have quite a few people that enjoy it, so I'm going to keep doing it. And my private readings are $20 a session. It equates to about a half an hour reading or 3 questions, whichever comes first. I am a spirit medium. I'm also an energy worker. I'm trained in Reiki, and I have about 30 years experience doing readings and things like this, and 30 years of metaphysical experience in general, with Wicca, witchcraft, and various other forms of stuff like that. I've studied a lot of religions. But the cards of the day are my free daily reading, Monday through Thursday at any rate. I do work on the weekends, so unfortunately you may miss me on the weekends, but if I can do a live, I typically do. If you have a specific question, you can just try to focus on that question as I go through the different parts of the cards of the day. Even if it's not the part that specifically relates to your question, just focus on your question and push it towards me, and I'll try to pick up on it with the cards as I go. And if you do want a private reading, like I said, Readings by Jesse on Facebook is the best way to get a hold of me. You can direct message me on here. You can message me on the Readings by Jesse page, though, and that's where I make most of my appointments through. Traditionally, my times are 11 a.m. to around 7 p.m., but most of my afternoons are booked for weeks in advance, so you're probably going to get a morning appointment. It'll probably wind up being somewhere around 10 a.m. to maybe noon or 2 are my typical openings. I usually get booked in advance for my afternoons, though. So the sooner you message me, the sooner we can schedule you a reading. Monday through Thursday, I don't do anything Friday, Saturday, and Sunday related to my cards. I have a weekend job, unfortunately. So share my videos and get me some more followers. Maybe I can make a little bit more money at this, and then I can quit the weekend job. First cards are for love, though. Love always comes first. Wow, the cards are being absent this morning. 3 of Cups. Being united with someone from the past. This could be an ex-lover. I know a lot of you out there are going, ugh. Could be an ex-lover, and it could also be a family member or a friend coming from the past. Because remember, the love cards can cover any aspect of love. That's friends and family as well as romance. But we will draw a crossing card to try to gain a little bit more insight onto the context of this. Cards have been doing this to me a lot lately. It's like the more... I know what it is. The more people I have watching, the harder it is for me to pick a future for everybody. The Chariot. Okay. So apparently there's a lot of energy behind this person from the past. So this energy is going to be difficult to control. It's going to want to pull you into multiple directions. So combined, what that's telling me is that this is an old flame. This is someone that had a lot of passion in a relationship with you before, and they've come back around from the past, popped up to say hello, and there's a lot of energy there. There's still a big charge of energy between the two of you. So that could carry you off for a little while. maintain control. Don't do anything that's going to cause long-term damage. Don't burn any bridges. And try to remember two things. What drew you to each other? What drew you to apart? If he's from the past, that means he's not in the present. This is an ex that's coming back around. Don't repeat the mistakes of the past. If you want a long-term relationship, you have to mend those fences. You have to figure out what will hold you two together the longest. Oh, sorry. My allergies are going nuts. It's fall here in PA right now, and what that means for me is a whole new season of allergies. Alright. The next cards are for money. The money reading is basically finances, work, and investments, anything that could affect your financial stability or future. It can also mean personal property. It can also mean inheritances. Any kind of news that is finance related is the money cards. Why? Okay. The Wheel of Fortune. Y'all are lucky I took my time with that one. Alright, Wheel of Fortune is a change of fate and fortune for the better. In a money reading, you can't ask for much better than that. That's like finding a $50 bill in a parking lot, or a scratch-off ticket for $200, or winning the lottery. It could be anything, major or minor, that is a twist of fate and fortune. It could even be something that you sort of saw coming, something that's been in the works for a while, and then all of a sudden happens. It's going to change the direction of your life in one way or another. Because even minor events do that as well. Keep that in mind. But usually with the Wheel of Fortune, it's a major event, something bigger. Maybe a different job, could be a settlement that came in, could be a prize that's won. Let's see if I can find some context here for you. Five of Cups. Okay, so that's an interesting one. The Five of Cups shows someone fleeing a relationship or a situation. So, putting that into money terms, and knowing what the cards have been sort of saying the entire week, what I'm feeling with this is that the Wheel of Fortune does represent a change of fate and fortune for the better. It switches things, but it looks like the Five of Cups is saying that you're doing this on your own. You're taking your own fate into your own hands financially, and you are leaving a bad situation that you no longer wish to be in. A lot of readers tend to see this card as you're being left behind by someone else. I don't see it that way every time. Sometimes I see the card as representing the person that is fleeing. Sometimes I see it representing the person that's being left behind. In either case, you're going to be leaving a financial situation because it no longer works for you anymore. It's not serving your purposes, and this is going to trigger a change of fate and fortune for the better. This most likely represents either you leaving a business partnership or leaving a job. Leaving one behind that no longer serves you. So changing your job for something better. Is basically what these two cards are telling me. It's a fairly simple explanation for the reading. It's a very positive one. My only advice is, yes, it does say that things are going to change for you for the better if you leave the position you're in that you no longer want to be in. Here's the thing. Make sure you line up a job before you leave the previous one. I do not want angry letters from anyone saying, I quit my job because you told me to, and you don't have one to replace that one. Get yourself lined up, okay? Take it from someone who has played that game too many times. Get your second job lined up before you quit the primary one. Plus, you never know. They might get into a bidding war over who gets to keep you, and then you can dictate your own salary. Alright. The next cards are for well-being. The well-being cards are emotional well-being, health, anything that could essentially either lift you up or a warning about things that may potentially tear you down, emotionally and physically. But the well-being cards are pretty much emotional and physical health. It can represent either one of those things. Eight of Cups doesn't get much more emotional than that. This represents closure. You have laid out everything from the past. You've examined it. You've processed it. You're leaving it behind. You're walking away. You looked at it long enough. Now you're walking away, happy with the way things sort of are now, knowing you can leave it behind you because you understand what caused the problem. And the Page of Swords, hopes and dreams for the future. The Page of Swords basically represents the door is open for your hopes and dreams for the future. You will receive messages and news that you can achieve your dreams. And it's kind of ironic that you're achieving these dreams just as you find emotional closure. Now, I explain this to people in my private readings multiple times, and I'm going to say it now because it is very much true. The reason why the Eight of Cups came up first is because the emotional closure had to happen before you could have your dreams for the future. The reason why is because the universe is not going to send you the perfect job and the right guy and the most awesome friends and all the worthwhile situations that we dream about happening for ourselves. The reason why you're not going to get it before you find emotional closure is because you're not ready to accept it. No matter how good your life may be, if you're an emotional wreck that cannot even get themselves out of bed in the morning, you might as well just wait until you feel better before the universe hands you anything. It might seem counterproductive. You might think, sure, I mean, if I got the job offer of my dreams, that would pull me out of a depression real quick. Or would you go to that job for an interview and potentially botch it because you're depressed and you didn't shave your face, or you didn't comb your hair, or your clothes aren't perfect, or you just look down and low energy? They're not going to hire someone like that. So it's a waste. It would be a waste if the universe sent it to you at your lowest. The reason why is because the universe is going to give you these things to bring you up to your highest, but it cannot hand it to you until you've at least found closure and you're really ready to move on. Be no different than if the universe sent you the perfect guy. If you're a hot mess emotionally and the perfect guy walks into your life, you're probably not going to notice him anyway, or you would ruin the relationship before it even had a chance. The perfect guy, the universe is going to wait to send him until after you're more stable so they can actually connect. Alright, and the spirit message. I think you guys get what I mean. I'll think of something more articulate to say when I chop these up and send out the videos again. But the spirit message. This is messages from your guardian angels, messages from your spirit guides and your ancestors, or the answer to questions that you have been wanting to know from angels or higher powers. The Death card. The Death card does not represent death, so don't panic. The Death card represents an end. That's it. Doesn't mean someone's going to literally die. It just means that one chapter in your life has closed and a new one is getting ready to open. As one thing ends, another thing must begin. The entire universe works in cycles. It doesn't work in straight lines. Nothing really does. Now, in what context? What is ending? Oh, come on now. Stop being so damn abstinent. There we go. Page of Wands. Okay. Messages of new beginnings. Messages of hope. Messages of great importance of new things starting. So basically what the spirit message is sort of bland, but sort of not. This could be something that's going to be very widespread. A lot of old situations are going to end. A lot of the bad, negative things of the old world are dying. They're ending. They're finishing. Those chapters are closed. A lot of people are leaving the past behind them because it no longer serves them. They are releasing it and letting it go. The Page of Wands is saying that as you let go of the past and close those chapters, new things will pop up. You will get messages of great importance saying that there are new opportunities out there. There are new ways for you to start your life over again, new friends, the possibility of building a family, new jobs. There's no end to what it could possibly be. But it is because you are ending the old chapters that no longer serve you. When you get rid of things out of your life that you don't need or that are pulling you down, you are able to rise up and see the messages of new beginnings. That kind of does sort of plug into the well-being cards, actually. All right. Okay. And the next cards are the headline cards. These are the cards that cause ripple effects throughout the entire day. This will basically sort of affect everyone at least a little bit. But it's major events, crossroad events, things of great importance that will change everybody's day. And it relates first and foremost to the King of Cups. The King of Cups, in this sense, does represent a male in a position of authority who is very emotional and articulate. Very intelligent and wise in his emotions. He has empathy, which is rare for a leader. He is also very intelligent, a creative thinker. He wants to basically make sure that everybody's feelings are being heard and felt. He doesn't want anyone to be left out. He's kind and caring, but he can also have extreme highs and extreme lows. That's the only problem with the King of Cups, is when you're dealing with emotional depth, you have the deepest depths and the highest highs. And what shenanigans is he up to? Why is he out? The Tower card. So, we have the King of Cups, an emotional king. A king that is a slave to his emotions. And for good or for bad, the Tower card is basically going to be actuating around this king. So it looks like it's going to be bad things falling away or falling apart around him. And I feel like it's because it's by his actions that negative things are going to fall away. The problem is that as they fall away, even though things are technically getting better, it's actually going to trigger things to look like they're temporarily getting far worse. The reason for that is because of the chaos. If you're inside of a building and all of a sudden magically all of the bad things start flying out of the windows, it's going to seem like chaotic insanity. But then when you realize that it's leaving the strongest and the best of the structure behind and repairing it as it does so, then you realize that it's literally remaking the world in a better way, but it just causes chaos until it's over. I think that it's going to be people trying to do things for the betterment of everyone, and it's going to cause an unraveling of sorts for a little while. It's going to add to the chaos, unfortunately, but there's not much that we can do to stop it. The negativity has to be removed from the situation eventually. It's better to just rip the Band-Aid off and deal with the kicking and screaming for a moment than to deal with what could potentially destroy everyone in the long run if it's never dealt with. So, what I'm seeing is empathy and creativity basically triggering people caring for one another in our leadership is what's going to trigger chaos, but it's going to be chaotic for a short period of time, but it's going to be better for everyone overall in the long run. Now, before I start this, refueling. My magic psychic potion that I drink regularly. Probably too much of. It's probably why some of the days you guys see me I look a little wired. And then other days I'm just like, first cup. The Oracle deck I'm using right now, though, they don't really have a name. I sort of made them myself. I call them my spell cards because they have basically almost every correspondence you could possibly need for spell working in here that I use anyway. But there's angel cards, there's runes, divine numbers, chakras, elements, planetary energies, zodiacs, all with the correct color correspondence, days, and stones, wood, everything you could think of that you would need for all the different correspondence to draw in the energies necessary. And the reason I have that there is because I use these to basically predict what the main energy of the day is going to be. Basically, what is, after everybody bounces off of each other, playing out all these little scenarios that I just read about and all of your horoscopes and stuff, what's going to be the most prevalent thing that's actually going to get done today, or could be done the easiest? So it's sort of like being able to, it's like me being able to tell you that if you move west, you're going to travel a lot faster, but if you're moving east, you're going to be really, really slow. Most people are going to say, let's go west then, because they're going to get more production done, more productivity done that way. And the first card is Raphael. Angel card. God heals. Basically a healer and a teacher, a guide. His day is Wednesday. His planet is Mercury. So basically what this is telling me is that Raphael is going to be putting out some healing energy. Healing energy is healing energy. It is emotional, physical. It can be technically financial. It can be anything you need it to be. But more importantly, Raphael is also a teacher. He teaches the arts, not just healing, which means he teaches science, magic, and healing. He can teach psychic ability. He can teach you anything you really want to know. The reason why he knows all these things is because he has to know how the physical world operates in order to heal it, in order to fix it. Raphael is actually one of the more hands-on angels. So if you're dealing with real-world problems that require a miracle, typically revolving around health, Raphael is the one you want to call on. Okay. And then we have... another angel card. Okay, I guess they're coming out in droves today. We have Nil, the joy of God. Basically, his day is Friday. It is sexuality and creation, the joy of God. The reason why it is sexuality and creation is because he represents love, family, the creation of a child, the creation of something new. But he also represents the physical connection and the sexuality that exists between everyone. Husbands and wives, boyfriends and girlfriends, boyfriends and boyfriends, whatever. Just wash your hands. But basically he represents the love on a chemical and ethereal level. He's another angel that is essentially very much hands-on, and this is more of an angel that you pray to for pregnancy or for emotional healing, healing the family unit, bringing people back together again, bringing the joy back into your life. But more importantly, the joy of God is in creation. It's in seeing yourself reflected in a smaller version of you. So he represents being pregnant, giving birth. So if you're having any kind of pregnancy issues, Nil is actually the angel you want to pray to. And we have the planetary energies of Jupiter, which represents luck and prosperity. Okay, so we have luck and prosperity. This is another very physical, real world energy. Jupiter represents empires, money, business, physical stature. Luck and prosperity basically runs of good luck, runs of bad luck. It can be reversed, but This is a very great energy because we have Raphael, who is healing and teaching us what we need to know. We have Anael, who is basically bringing the joy of God back to everyone, putting people together, creating love, creating life, spreading the energy of the family, the birth energy. Then we have Jupiter, luck and prosperity. We have good luck and things happening positively. So basically right now, if you want to create something new, whether it is a child or whether it is a business, a job, whatever, today is a great day to do it because Raphael can show you how, and Anael will bring it together so that it can actually be created. And the Jupiter energy is going to add that little spice of luck so that it just sort of works out on its own, and almost at the very end, it's just going to be this little twinge of good luck that's going to push it over the top. So today's a great day to plant some seeds, start something new. Specifically, educate yourself on whatever it is you've been trying to get started. And with a little luck, it will work out. Now, the blessings of the day. The energetic blessings of the day. This is basically what is the most abundant energy out there that you can pray for, or that will be given freely today with as little hassle as possible. So let's see whose energy is out there today. We have another angel card. This is Sachiel. Sachiel represents the coverings of God, wealth, and charity. His day is Thursday. And again, that's his symbol. It is reversed, though, for the video, because of the video, so keep that in mind. So today's blessings, the coverings of God, represents wealth and charity. If you are so blessed that you have more than you need, then give it out. Spread it out. Don't just keep everything on your table. Invite some more people over. It represents true wealth is also appreciating what you have, being happy with what you have. And charity is helping others even if you have next to nothing. It's basically the human bond that holds us all together. Charity and wealth, it should be more like humanity. Think of Sachiel as the angel of almost like the Christmas spirit, wanting to bless everyone and wanting everyone to be blessed. Okay, and at this point, I would normally do my energy projection. Give me one moment, and I already know what I'm going to be doing. I'm actually going to be using Raphael. As I said before, Raphael, his energy is God heals. He is a healer and a teacher. He teaches all sciences, all medicines. He will basically explain to you or show you or just do whatever it needs to be done in order to heal a situation. And for those of you that do not want this energy, I suggest you leave now. For those of you that do, stay tuned. Call upon the Archangel Raphael, whose name represents God heals. He is the angel of Mercury, of medicine, science, and miracles. He can teach you the secrets you need to know, show you the way things must work. He can heal what you wish to have healed. Let the Archangel Michael come into your life this day and bless you with knowledge, healing, and wisdom. If you are lost, let him show you the way. right. Those are the cards of the day, the energy of the day. And that's all I got for this morning. I have to go so I can chop all this up and re-record it and send it out. Have a blessed day, though. Hope to see you all again tomorrow. And thank you for all the gifts and donations. It's much appreciated.